All right, we are back. Week 9 recap. I did my emergency press conference yesterday, so I got out all my anger and all the random shit. We talked a little bit about the matchups. They were very close. We will get to those very shortly here. But yeah, here is our current standings. Scott at 8-1. I'm at 6-3. At the bottom, you got poor Sutton at 1-8. And then Brett and Hayden are at 2-7. Rags at 4-5, his big win. And then 8 people are in a 5-4 logjam. It is going to make our playoff push maybe the most exciting it's ever been. Last year, someone got in the playoffs at 6-8. I don't see that happening again. I will say I'm very concerned about myself being in second place. I have a long history of doing well in the regular season and then absolutely flaming out. So I wouldn't mind losing another game or two here, sneaking into the playoffs, but we shall see. Speaking of playoffs, here's our current playoff picture. We got Briggs versus Maish in the 4-5. That would be fun. We got the battle for India, Pushan versus Ishan in the 3-6. And then the battle of the lawyers in the 2-7 with me and Evan Clay. Obviously, Scott has to bye. This would be a sick playoff. I think I said it last week, and I'm going to say it every week. I'm just excited for some of these playoff matchups. But I want to get ahead of myself. We got 5 more weeks left. Let's get into some of these recaps. All right, the first one we are going to get into is Pushan versus Scott. I picked Pushan to win for some fucking godforsaken reason, and he sucked. 91 points. Awful. I don't know why I picked Pushan. Pushan's been on a streak of high scoring. I guess is probably what I was thinking. He fell back to earth today. Had no A.J. Brown, no Mike Evans, but honestly, Jennings and Downs were the best part of his team, so that didn't really matter. Olave, he's so back. That's the Olave that I love to hate on. Tyler Warren, the Steelers' defense looked like that historic defense that Kyle was telling me they were going to be. And then Pushan's running back room just does not inspire confidence. I like Monty. He's not going to go out there and win you a fantasy matchup. He's going to be solid. I mean, same with old man Derrick Henry. He's just not going to do it for you. Starting to get a little worried about Pushan's team. 5-4 feels pretty good for him right now. He needs to get his wide receivers back. Scott, on the other hand, little speed bump last week. He's back to rolling. 130 is a very solid week. It was the Drake London week. I had him in another league. It was very fun to watch. We were just sitting there at Rob's house. They would get the ball on the 1, and we'd just go, they fucking hate Bijan. It's Drake London time. We did it for all 3 of his touchdowns. We were just like, yeah, there's no shot they're giving it to Bijan with 9 inches left to get a touchdown. We're throwing a back shoulder fade to Drake London. It was beautiful. They kept doing it. Stafford also absolutely loves Devontae Adams in the fucking red zone. He throws him touchdowns all the time. Achane is so consistent. He's only been under 16 points once all season, and that week he still got 12. And Herbert's been sick. Scott's team is back on the roll. Maybe Myers getting traded away from Geno Smith will help him. And maybe Fergie will get back on track. If those two happen, Scott's looking really good to be a legit contender. All right, and here is the first matchup that came down to Monday night. Rag. He gets the victory by 0.1. He needed 23.7 on Monday Night Football, and Javonte and Trey McBride got him 23.8. What a brutal loss for Briggs. Briggs, you needed this win too because Tucker Kraft went down. DK is probably not going to be viable just because he's on the Titans. Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker are fucking each other. 38 points on the board, and I don't think either of them broke 10 points. Yeah, you needed this win. No more Tucker Kraft. Just brutal. Thomas falls to 5-4. Rag, though, is the story here. Keeps his season alive. He's at 5-4. His flight to Cancun crashed, and Rag somehow learned to swim and swam back to Miami. He's back. Rag's team is weird. Kamara sucks. I'm sure Rag was just sitting there hoping he got traded today. He didn't. He's rocking with Tyler Shuff for the rest of the season, which sucks. Yeah, Rag's team, Keenan Allen fell off hard. Tet's been fine. Jetta's has been weird. He only has 1 week over 20, but he doesn't have a week under 10. So he's just been in between 10 and 20 every week, and that's just not that's not good enough for where Jetta's was expected to be. And Javonte fell back down to earth. Rag absolutely did not deserve to win this, but he did, so that's all that matters. We are one more bad Javonte Williams game away from saying Rag's a McBride merchant, and that'll be a fun narrative. Good for him. He finally did not play CJ Stroud, who is now injured and also ass. So good job, Rag. Good win. 4-5. You play me next week, though, so. All right. Now we got Cal. Absolutely just breaking Sutton's heart. Sutton coming off last week where he hung like 140 and lost by 50 to Briggs's 195 piece. He needed it. Hayden won this week, and so Sutton's alone at the bottom now. Pretty valiant effort by Sutton. Both these guys were in a must-win spot. Cal would be at 4-5 right now, which is not where you wanted to be. Yeah, Cal, I guess we'll start with you. You're in trouble at running back, I would say. Like I said, Seahawks running back's not really viable. Bill can't run behind an offensive line when the defense knows you're running. Like, we don't have any passing offense, and it's going to get worse. So I don't know if Bill's going to be viable. Your wide receivers are pretty solid, though. Like, you're not going to get that kind of game from T. Higgins and DJ Moore, but you get Egbuka back, and you got to assume that 2 out of the 3 will at least have an okay day, and those will be your flexes. If Cal gets another running back, he's in a real good spot. The problem is there's not many of them, and his only real asset is Bijan. So we'll see. 5-4 though, all you can say, winning record. Sutton, oh my god. The trade with me was, I mean, hindsight, you still lost, but it netted you 15 more points. Watson had 7.8. Ladd only had 9. Etienne had 16. I mean, it's probably going to benefit me more in the long term, but it was a good shot. Got you 15 extra points. Just bootied, sucked. Andrews was great, but that was about it. Sutton's team is in the absolute shitter, which sucks. 1-8 now, Sutton. Oh god, good luck. I don't really know what else there is to do. You need to get lucky and find a win on your schedule. And the last one in this part 1 is Clay, absolutely dominating Eshawn. Evan Clay is on a 4-game win streak. He started the season 1-4. He is now 5-4. What a run from the kid. I'll talk about the trade mostly in Brett's part, but he absolutely fleeced Brett. He got Lamar. He got Zay Flowers. They were both great. Lamar outscored Jaden by a ton, and now Jaden's hurt, and Zay outscored DK by like 10. But this was the Bowers game. CMC did his normal thing. Rico Dowdle is back, but this was Bowers. It was always Bowers. He's back. Now Myers is gone too. He's legit. If Clay had an awesome flex, he would be the obvious favorite to win it, but starting Kyle Pitts week in and week out is just not the move. For Isha's team, he's just cycling the Cardinals quarterbacks, which is weird, but I guess it's better than starting fucking Tua. I feel like this is the second straight week of bad Gibbs, which is horrifying for Ish. But he got a decent Kyron Williams game. I think JSN had 20 of those 22 points in the first half, and then they basically just sat him because the commies are so dog shit. Cortland Sutton's been quietly really solid. 1 catch for 30 yards and a touchdown is a really weird way to get to 10 points, but hey, whatever works. And then, I mean, Ish has the same issues Sutton, just no depth, no flex. Can't be starting Kendrick Bourne this late into the season. He had a fun 2 weeks. It's over. He needs Swift back, and if he doesn't get Swift back soon, he might be fucked. Scoring 120 is really brutal in this league, though. I think each has the dogs to keep him in this playoff. All right, third to last game. I think I got 4 of them out of the way. Rob loses to Hayden on a tough Monday night. I did request a statement from Rob. 2-game slide. Team's looking sketchy. Andy was the lowest score tonight, so I do have a statement from Mr. Rob Hodge. Per the commissioner's request, the Shake and Bake organization will issue a brief statement. That's what he started with. Hello, League. The Shake and Bake front office is aware of recent performance concerns following consecutive losses. We take full accountability. The locker room remains united, and the vibes remain strong. There will be no players-only meeting. Brick by brick, step by step, this team will be back in the win column this week, despite some crucial firepower currently recovering from injury. Out of respect for ongoing internal reviews and per guidance from General Counsel, we will refrain from further comment until the completion of that review. Here's to going 1-0. Is the 1-0 shit because you think we're getting James Franklin? Because he used to pull that shit all the time. Yeah, get your brakes blown off by like UCLA and then, on to Kennesaw State, 1-0. I hope we get James Franklin so bad. But yeah, all right. It sounds like Rob's not panicking. He's at 5-4. He's still in a pretty solid spot. But it is scary hours for Rob. Jonathan Taylor looked like a mortal. I don't believe in the Colts, but you can't argue that Jonathan Taylor's been fucking awesome. Maybe this will just be a blip, or maybe it's the start of kind of a bad era. Plus, JT still has his bye week upcoming. Rob's thin at running back. I think right now the only ones rostered, he dropped Sean Tucker. His only ones rostered are JT and Jennings, who, great pickup. I will say it. Like 20 minutes before first kick on Sunday, he was like, I just snagged Jennings. There's no way they gave Travion the ball. It was awesome. They didn't let Travion fucking sniff a red zone touch. Didn't even consider it. Oh, it's awesome. Vrabel fucking hates the guy. Don't know why, but it's sick. Rob's banged up. Brian Thomas is banged up, and now he's got competition in the room. He's been bad. Roma Dunes seems to have fallen out of sync with Caleb Williams for some reason, and Georgie is playing pretty solid for a wide receiver too. That's just what it is. Rob needs his boys. Hampton's not coming back until earliest week 13, I think is what Harbaugh said, waiting out the bye. And Godwin and Ayuk still aren't back. So we're just going to have to see with Rob. For Hayden, big win, Hayden. I looked back. I have all my notes from my predictions. I wrote verbatim in my predictions, I can't pick Hayden even though he's going to win. And I didn't listen to myself. I picked Rob. Good win, Hayden. Scrappy. You still suck, but this is a scrappy win, the kind of win you need to get off the bottom. Your trade, I gave you some shit. It worked out well. Marv looked awesome. Bucky's still out. It's a good win. I don't know how many more wins this team has in them, especially if Bam Knight's not going to get a lot of touches with DeMercado back and kind of just anybody can run in that offense. But at least Jaylen Warren looks sick. Still can't believe we're starting Mac Jones here, Hayden. Feels like you should figure something out there. But a win's a win. Great little rivalry matchup here. It came down to Monday night. Great showing by Marv to get it done. Well done, Hayden. Rob, just got to get healthy. All right, for this matchup, we have another statement from the losing manager. We will now cut to Brett's statement.
All right, last year, told you guys you should have killed me while you had me dead. This year, 2025, I'm dead. It's over. I'm not going to win. It's okay. Can't win them all. In terms of coming in last, it won't happen, especially with Rodgers at quarterback. Not even remotely worried about it. And while I'm relevant for 10 more seconds, I'm just going to say I'm rooting for Ford. Really that simple. All right, good luck.
All right, I did not watch that video before playing it. I appreciate the endorsement. I don't know if I actually appreciate it. That feels like it might be a jinx or underhanded in some way. But I'm going to take it at face value and just say I appreciate the endorsement from the self-proclaimed GOAT, acknowledged two-time champion. Thank you. Your team fucking sucks, though. Holy shit. I'm going to cut into a lot of my matchups time to talk about Brett. So we'll get Kyle out of the way. Kyle's team, man. I love them. I can't quit this team. They are they will just show up every now and then with a beast of a week. And this is one of them. Flacco. Holy shit, Flacco's fun. Josh Jacobs is an automatic 75 and a touchdown. Puka, injury didn't look too bad. I think McVay said he would have come back in if it was a close game. Pittman's been fantastic. Laporta's back. He's got a couple flex options. Maish has a team here that could go deep. This team's fun, and I would hate to see him coming down the tracks in the first week of the playoffs. Brett, Jesus Christ, your entire year just backfired on you. You tried to go no running back. This is what you're looking at, 10 points total. You went heavy into drafting Lamar and Zay Flowers stack, and then you traded them. You got unlucky with a couple injuries, but let's talk about the trade, okay? Lamar and Zay for DK and a banged-up Jaden, if Clay wins this league, that will go down as the worst trade that has ever been made. Because he's going to win because of that Raven stack. Your Raven stack. I don't understand. I don't get it. And I will say, I'm very happy, I'm very sad you didn't sell Jaden to Briggs while you had the chance. That would have been very funny. But yeah, I don't get it. I probably agree with you that you're not going to come in last just because CD, Waddle, Kittle, and DK will probably put together decent enough weeks to get you 2 more wins maybe. But there's a real chance. You're one more CD Lamb ankle roll away from having to run a sub 12-minute beer mile, which is scary hours for most of the league. Unfortunately, Sutton's in last right now, and I think he would cruise through a 12-minute beer mile. It wouldn't even be fun to watch. But anyway, Brett, I don't really know how you fix this team. I think there probably is no fixing this team. I think, like you said, it's just not even worrying about playoffs, just don't get last. I'm going to have to check schedules, see if you play Hayden and or Sutton, because those are going to be the last big games on your schedule. It's an up and down league. This is a down year for Brett. The furthest down I think a former champion has been. It's ugly. Yeah, I appreciate the endorsement, though. I'm going to take it at face value and not as a sarcastic jinx. And finally, I'll talk about me and Makosi for a little bit. I talked about those last 2 matchups a lot. Fun statements from people around the league. The only real thing here, Makosi's looking a little thin at running back. Chuba's done. He's done. Bowers being back helped Ginty a little bit, but Ginty still hasn't. He's had 1 good game. Nico is fine. Rice is really awesome. But Debo's going to not be viable here soon. With Mariota, the team's just going to tank. It's going to be bad. I will say, Makosi had the Steelers defense on his bench, decided to start the Colts defense. Steelers defense had 16. That's a 9-point shift. If he just started his fan favorite defense, he would have beaten me. That's what you get for not having faith in your boys, you absolute pansy. My team was mid. Jamar Chase was fine. You guys got to stop letting me get backup running backs off waivers. I did it with Vidal. I did it with Manungai. I think that's how you say his name. Play the waivers, guys. I was talking about this weekend. There's 1 or 2 people trying to get waivers every week. Eesh, why didn't you have Swift's handcuff? I don't know. My team's good. I love my Bill stack. I need Ladd to get back in gear, but if this team's healthy and kicking, I got a real good shot at being okay in the playoffs. Happy with this win. Needed it. And so, yeah, I went 4-3 on the week, coming off a really bad week last week. I think I went 2-5 last week. So I'm back under 500. Fuck you all if you say anything about that. It's hard picking whether or not you idiots will do good. It's tough knowing if you're going to set the right lineups. And I'm also bad at picking with my heart, not my head. It's why I'm a bad gambler. It's probably why I'm bad at fantasy football in general. But here we are, 31-32, and we are going into week 10. That sucks so bad. It's November. Football's almost gone. Savor it, lads.